Good evening. My One of my favorite music streamers who's been on a cruise ship tour for the last 6 months, he announced that he's going to try and stream tonight. So I just want to do a short stream so I could rate him because I haven't been able to listen to him in a long time since he's been away. So I decided to do a lightsabers because it's an easy stream to do. And yes, it requires more setup than my other streams, but the actual difficulty in performing the stream for lightsabers is a little lower than most of the other formats I could have done a quick format for tonight. So we're going to build some more random lightsabers. And as always, if you have any requests, any parts you want to see, drop a design in chat and I'll build it for you. But let's go ahead and go over to sabers. Before I get started, I want to bring up the other cam. What you guys don't see behind the scenes, this is what my setup looks like when I do lightsabers. As you can see, well, I don't have my lights up as much as I usually do because I want the lightsabers to really pop, but so it's not really easy to see. But as you can see with the lightsaber stream, my desk is literally covered with parts. So we're ready to go. This is a lot of stuff that I have to set up for a lightsaber stream. And for that reason, cleanup from a lightsaber stream is also more difficult. But actually doing the stream, one of the easier formats to do. So let's kill that cam. And let's randomize for our first saber. And like usual, sometimes towards the end I may go off book. But for the most part, I'll pick whatever the top part is. As usual, we're not going to use the same crystal color consecutively, but we can use it multiple times in the stream. So let's go ahead and randomize our part list. And first, it wants the green crystal. All right, the crystal is active. The switch. Defense tier. So the switch is going to be this one. Let's get that on there. Which way is it? Always helps to have things facing the right way. And of course the phone's ringing. That's not from me though. All right. Switch is on correctly. Grips. Peace and justice, narrow stripe. Narrow stripe would be this one for the top grip. And for the bottom grip, protection and defense with the dots. That would be this one. Interesting. The emitter, elemental wide. Where did I put my elementals? This is the emitter. And the pommel is defense leaf, which is this one. With the pointy bits. So we'll screw that onto the back here. I'm checking something. All right, so it looks like the bottom half of the saber up through the switch is protection and defense, but with some peace and justice and elemental nature at the top. This is what the saber looks like. It's interesting. Not the best, but certainly not a bad saber. Let's light it up. And there we go. Hold on. that light in the back. Hold on. Yeah, that light in the back is making some bad glare. If I adjust my chair to cover it up, that might be better. But that might make it harder for me to stay in camera. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's not much I can do for that light in the back, because if I pull the curtain over it, then it's going to be too dark over here. You're getting the front lights from the computer. What if I scoot over a little more? All right. Now my webcam is on the other screen than I usually place it over, because the cable snagged earlier and I didn't want to deal with it. Maybe if I return to my... Normally I have the full lights on, though, for these Saber streams. Alright. It's interesting that the randomizer usually often picks green first when I do these sessions, because that's the crystal that I actually chose when I was in the workshop personally. Let me go ahead and one last look at this one, and then I'll take it apart and prepare for the next saber. Alright, let me see. Before we do the next saber, let me see if there's anything I can do about that light. Let me just finish taking everything down here. Just pull out the battery pack so as not to run battery. All right, let me see if I move the webcam. That's where the tangle is. Give me a minute. If I move the webcam back to the position it's normally in, if I can do that, that means that naturally I'll be sitting in front of that light and it won't be glaring as much. Yeah, now I fill up more of the frame with the webcam in this position. As you can see, from this angle, you don't see that backlight at all. So I think we're a little better. All right, let's re-randomize for the second saber. Crystal. Purple. Yeah, that's the first C. All right. Switch. Power and control red. I like this switch. It really doesn't go with anything. It's even garish on its own set. But this is the set. This is the switch we'll be using. Grips. Elemental wood swirls. That would be this grip. And then the bottom grip. Piece narrow stripe. Same one we had on the top last saber. But I'm okay with reusing parts. Wow. Nothing goes together on this saber. Emitter. Defense leaf. That'll be this one. Let's put that up top here. And pommel. It says elemental plane, but if you go one below it, it says porg. And I'm going to decide to use that porg for this one, because I don't often get to use the porg. The randomizer gives me all the other creatures a lot more than porg, so we're doing a porg saber. So here's the saber. And of course, holding the saber upright means the creature will be upside down. But here's what we created. Now let's light it up. You can't tell on camera, but there's actually one band on the saber where the lights are kind of faded. It's more noticeable on some colors than others. Like on white, that one faulty band on the blade is actually yellowish when using the white crystal. But yeah. This one handles nice. The porg has a nice balance, I think. The switch doesn't really go. In fact, none of these parts really go together well at all. This is... Every part... Actually, every part on the saber is a different theme, including the pommel being a creature. This is the epitome of the definition of a frankensaber. A true mix and match, which has all the themes represented. But when you do that, when you have a saber that uses all the themes, it doesn't look as good as when you have a saber that only mixes up 2 or so themes. And some parts just look better with other parts anyway. I've done this so many times that assembling and disassembling the saber is a really fast process for me. I want to yeah, I need to see when he comes on, so let me adjust things over a little bit. I need to move my studio over so I can see my Twitch column. Alright, let's go ahead and begin doing the third saber. Crystal, green. It's not consecutive, it's fair game. Switch. Power and control. That'll be this switch that we're going with. You actually don't need the back plate for the saber to work. As you can hear me pushing on the switch. So you can actually do an exposed crystal look if you wanted to. Yeah, because when you put the 2 sleeves on, it'll hold the switch in place. And so you can do an exposed crystal look. I generally don't do that, but you can. Alright, grips. Power and control squares. That would be this grip. Interesting. What's the second grip? Defense runes. That would be this one. Interesting. Emitter. Peace and justice pointy. That would be this one. With the pointy bits on it. And the pommel. Power and control flat. Oh, this one just missed being a creature pommel because Bantha is the second pommel. You know what? Let's go there. I'm not going to automatically defer to the top creature, but on this saber, I think this is a better. I think it goes a little bit better. So we've got an interesting combination here. Again, it doesn't really match up or anything, but yeah. Let's light it up. And the bantha is a heavy pommel, so it makes handling a little bit more unwieldy. Alright. That's enough of that one. One last look. And the Orabesh, the creature pommels actually have Orabesh on the back. I don't know if it's coming up well on camera. But the bantha actually has a typo and says Banthba. And it's become a meme in lightsaber circles. Now, like I said, we're not going to automatically switch to creature pommels every time it's in second, but I think the bantha looked a lot better than the piece that was actually on the list. We have yet to build a saber tonight that looks particularly good, though. But that's part of the territory with randomizing frankensabers, is sometimes you get things that just don't look good together. Let's see what's next. Blue crystal. And the switch is defense tier. All right. So we're going with this switch. Grips. The wrap grip, but it wants it on top. I almost exclusively use this wrap on the bottom when I'm designing for myself, because I naturally hold the saber down here. It's interesting that it wants this as the top grip. Bottom grip. Narrow stripe. That's this one again, which you've already seen. It's kind of awkward for... This one's a little awkward for me to hold, but it's not bad. I just think it's weird that it's got the wrap up top. But that's what it wants. Defense flat. So this is the emitter. And the pommel. Peace plane. And it looks like we have a creature again as the second, but that's okay. This is the pommel it's actually calling for. The creature in the second position is Porg, which we just did a little while ago. Let's see. Nothing's balanced about the appearance of this saber. The switch and the top are together, and the pommel goes with the bottom. And this wrap is like out of place on top. This is not a saber that I personally would have designed without the randomizer. But let's light it up. Wow. I've always liked the blue light. Oh, I've only been live for 20 minutes and we've already done 4 sabers. All right. Let's take this apart. Battery's been pulled. Next saber. Crystal. Purple. Again, not consecutive. So, switch. Peace plane. Alright, so that'll be this switch with a groove in the middle. I had an issue with this switch on one of my other cores. What's weird is it was only this one switch and only that one core. Hopefully it will work. So far it's working. Alright, grips. Wood square. This piece. This was my top sleeve when I actually built for myself at the workshop. Bottom sleeve. Elemental bone. Interesting. Emitter. Ooh. This emitter. I like this emitter because it's kind of, I think this emitter is kind of aggressive looking. And the pommel is Wampa. So already we're going with our third creature of the night. I think when it comes to creatures, it'll be the same rules as crystals. We won't use the same creature consecutively, but we will allow the same creature to be used in the same session later on. So there's... nothing's really balanced on this saber aesthetically. This saber looks like a mess. But the Wampa adds a little bit of interesting feature to it. And that is an aggressive looking pommel. Alright, that's enough of that one. I know I'm going a little bit quickly through these. But hey, there's a million and a quarter combinations to do. Ultimately, so... And actually, once the new parts drop, it's gonna the number of combinations is gonna go from 1.25 million to all the way up to like 30 million. So kind of a big deal in terms of Frankensaber design possibilities, the new parts that will be coming out. One of the 4 sets is actually dropped in California already. So I'm going to wait till after the holidays, then I'm going to try and figure out how to get those parts. Alright, let's do another saber. Green, okay. It's not consecutive, even though it's doing green a lot. It's not consecutive, so it'll fly. Switch. We'll be using this switch. I do want to figure out some way to get the parts cam up again, but the way I'm doing it now is sufficient for now. Defense dots. So this is our top grip. And our bottom grip is going to be this one. And this grip is actually unique because when used as the top grip, the red area is actually a window to the LED, the flashing LEDs. But that only works when it's the top and the randomizer put it at the bottom. Still, all right. What's our emitter? Elemental wide. This one. and pommel, it says Wampa, but we just use the Wampa. So what's next? And I just dropped a core. Hold on. All right, it's still good. What's after Wampa? The second pommel is Defense Leaf. So that'll be this one with the pointy bits. Another weird saber that doesn't seem to have any sort of aesthetical balance. There's a nice mix of themes going on, but the parts don't really all go together that well. We're having a real Frankensaber night tonight, because nothing is looking particularly good, so far at least. We're also getting the green crystal a lot more than usual. I mean, we haven't even had red, white, or yellow yet tonight. I mean, as soon as my musician comes on, I'm out of here. So we'll just do as many as we get to before that point. Switches out, so let's pull the battery. And now let's randomize the list again. Crystal green, we did just do green. So now the next crystal is red. We'll be seeing red for the first time tonight. Switch. Elemental wood. That'll be this switch. And the reason I call this particular switch elemental wood is because the back plate looks like this with wood detailing. And that's actually Brylark wood from Kashyyyk. It's a kind of wood that's as strong as metal. It's so strong only the Wookiees can carve it. Grips. Piece narrow. It's really liking this grip tonight. This is what, our third or fourth time using this grip tonight. Bottom grip. Defense gold leaf. Ah, this one. This is one of my favorite grips, but I usually use it on the top. But since it's getting used, I don't care where it is. Wow, nothing it looks good together so far. Emitter. Elemental swirl. That'll be this emitter with the swirl details, and there's a bit of Brylark on the back as well. Matches the switch, but nothing else. Pommel, Bantha. We did the Bantha tonight. Second pommel, Porg. You know, animals will be non-consecutive. I was thinking about making a rule where each animal could only be once per night, but we'll just say they have. This is a mismatched, not looking good saber anyway, so it really doesn't matter what we put on the end. So there's a bantha stick. As you can see, none of this goes together at all. Well, the switch matches the top a little bit. But other than that, nothing really goes together on this saber. Let's light it up. Red. You know, there's something that could be said, because this is a red crystal, implying that this is a bad guy's saber. Grievous was known to take the lightsabers off of Jedi that he killed and take them as trophies and use them as his own weapons. What if we say there's another bad guy who, when he takes the sabers off of the Jedi he's killed, maybe he takes his favorite parts from the sabers and mixes them together to his own weapon. Yeah, because otherwise, without a story like this saber is not really that good to look at. Nothing went together on that saber. Still, the bantha gave it a little bit of a nice-ish bit of interest. So we've seen all 4 of the workshop colors so far tonight. We have not yet seen either of the 2 additional colors that are sold separately. All right, the crystal has been powered down. What are we building next? Let me just... All right, he's not on yet, so we can do another saber. Let's keep going until he comes on. Crystal purple. Okay. Switch. We've seen that switch a lot today. But it wants this switch. I see that in these streams where each stream there's a handful of parts that it likes to see over and over that day. It looks like this switch is one of those for today. Top grip, bone. That'll be this one. Interesting. Bottom grip is this one, with what I call the rib design. Interesting. Emitter. This one again, the aggressive looking one. And pommel is Convor. That's a cool... We've been seeing a lot of creature use tonight, but I'm perfectly okay with that. All right. Actually, it's 3 power and control parts with a nature part and an animal. The dark side of nature, maybe. And the Convor, I mean, the wings make everything unbalanced, but I like Convor lightsabers because it gives the end a little bit of a majestic look. This is like a bad guy who's in tune with nature. I kind of like, thematically, how the bone ties in with the animal and the rest of it is basic Sith parts. This is probably it's still not a perfect or particularly great looking design, but it's probably the best one we've had tonight so far. So let's light it up. And right about now is when the announcement said that he was going live. So we'll be ready to stop at any time once I see him pop up. No, that wasn't him. We got time for another saber. We've been seeing green and purple a lot tonight. But let me show this one again, because I do rather like this one. Not a perfect design, but it's definitely the best one of the evening so far. I think of all the creature pommels, Convor is the only one that I might be willing to suspend the no consecutive sabers rule on, just because the Convor, the wings of the Convor, give the lightsabers with it such that extra bit of majestic looking bit at the end. I really like the way the wings look on the end of the saber. So the don't use the same animal consecutively rule won't apply if Convor comes up twice consecutively. Alright. We've powered down the purple. Oof. Almost knocked over some cords there, putting that one down. Alright, let's randomize the list again. Crystal. Yellow. Yeah, that is the top crystal. It's all the way down there. Last stream, I couldn't use the yellow because it was broken, but as you can see, yellow's working again. Grips. Narrow straight. It wants this grip again. That's okay, because I think I see... Oh, wait. Why am I looking at grips? I need the switch first. Okay. It wants this one with a groove. And now I can put this on top. And then the second grip is... Oh, we haven't seen this one yet tonight. This is another grip I really like. I like the spiky look on it. Emitter. Interesting. Wants this one. And pommel. Oh, it matches the emitter. It wants this one with the little swirlies. I'm surprised it hasn't chosen the Rancor tooth yet tonight. I mean, granted, there's 14 different pommels, so, but... So yeah, this isn't a bad looking saber. It's not great. The pommel and the emitter balance each other out, whereas the the pommel and the emitter balance each other out, and then the middle kind of balances each other out. You've got the horizontal stripes here, the vertical stripy bits here. Yeah. Still not a great saber, but this one's not bad looking compared with some of the others we've had tonight. And that's an interesting color for this particular combination. All right, that's enough of that. One last look at this one. And let me take this apart. So we've now had every color except white tonight. I'm okay with that. We are getting a color variety now, so I had my doubts at first when it was alternating green and purple, but we are getting variety now, so let's go here. Crystal. There is no crystal in the top selection. The very top crystal, though, is a blue. So we can do blue. All right. Blue's got power. Next, it needs a switch. Ooh, I like this switch. This is our first time with this switch tonight. Grips. Oh, it wants the wrap on top again. Bottom grip. It wants this one. Okay, emitter. Oh, this one. And this one's got a bit of weight to it. This emitter does affect handling a little bit. Pommel. Control flat. Wow. So this is an every theme represent. My first drop of the evening. Hold on. And I just banged my leg trying to get the piece that I dropped. That actually hurt, like a lot. Let me make sure I didn't dislodge these two crystals, and then we shall continue. Wow. So I only had one drop tonight, but it was far worse than any of the drops last time when I called early. So let me see. Okay, that one appears to be fine. That one appears to be fine, but I need to try and avoid doing things like that because, wow, that hurt. All right. And of course, the list scrolled while I was doing that. So pommel is this one. So technically, this is another true Frankensaber with all four themes represented. And man, can't you tell. This is not a... This is definitely not a good-looking saber. It's an interesting-looking saber, but definitely a weird one. Let's light it up. Well, I've been on almost an hour. I do like the slightly dimmer light for doing the lightsabers. The blade really pops. Let's power it down. Next saber. I still don't see him on yet. It's quite a bit later than he said he was going to stream tonight. Let me see if there's any... No, there's no new announcements. So, I'm going to assume he's just running late. Let's proceed. Crystal, green. You know what? It's giving us green like every other. I'm vetoing that. The next crystal is... all the crystals are way down. The next crystal is red, though. We've only seen red once tonight. We'll go red. Now, if green comes up again, we'll just go ahead and do it. Red crystal must have been dislodged during the fall. Alright. Usually when a crystal gets dislodged, I try popping it out and putting it right back in. Yeah. I shake first because the rattling noise is no good. But yeah, if a crystal doesn't get recognized... This is one of the sabers that fell during that big spill last saber. Switch. I'm vetoing that switch because... Yeah, I want to see... I've been wanting to see this switch. This is another switch I like a lot. And the thing I like about this switch is the backplate. I think that's a pretty cool looking backplate. But yeah, it gave me that one switch again that we've been seeing every other saber, so. Grip. Top grip, it's asking for the runes. This one. One of these days, this alphabet is online somewhere. One of these days I'm going to go online and make a translation. That day is not going to be today, though. But I am curious to know what the runes say. And this is the elemental swirls with the wood. An interesting archaic looking saber so far. Emitter. It wants this one with the pointy bits. Which matches the switch, but not the sleeves. Pommel. Interesting. It wants... That the one? Yeah. This one. With the gold pointy bits. This is a rather interesting looking saber. Still looks mismatched, but not terrible. I almost like this one. Let's light it up. Hold on. It's not making the motion sounds. There it goes. I've already built as many or more sabers than my average saber stream. We're making great time tonight. Lots of sabers for my photo collection later. Let me give you one last look of that one, because that's one of the better ones tonight. All right, now let's take it apart. I hope he starts the stream soon, because I am starting to get a little bit tired. But I'll keep it going. I'll keep it going for a while longer until I see him come on. Or until I'm too tired to continue. Whichever comes first. Let's power it down. All right. Let's randomize for the next saber. The crystal is blue. And the switch is the one with the groove. I think we've seen all the switches tonight except one so far. Top grip, this one with the pointy bits. Bottom grip, interesting. It wants this one on the bottom. Now in a power and control pure build, those are my two favorite grips. But I usually put this one on bottom and this one on top. We have yet to see the ovals on top tonight. Yeah, this grip looks really cool on top. Emitter, interesting. We're going this one, which we've seen a couple times tonight. And we just did defense leaf. So let's do, yeah, I'm vetoing this. We haven't seen the Loth Cat tonight. So we're going to have another creature saber. And actually, the Loth Cat, he's got a creepy expression on his face. Interesting. Okay, why is it not going on straight? Hold on. Give me a moment. I don't have that on straight. Phone call. Hold on, I have to take this. I'll be back in a moment. Fourth consecutive stream that particular person has called me during stream. That's all right. So yeah, Loth Cat. This is kind of an evil looking saber. But if I remember correctly, it's a very Jedi color. So let's light it up. That's enough swinging it. One last look, because I didn't really give you a good look of the Loth Cat. Not the worst saber of the night. I still don't think we've hit the one really good looking finale saber though. Which is okay because the stream I want to raid has not started yet. All right, next. Wow, this stream might actually be my record for most sabers in a single stream. Crystal. There's no crystal in the top. We have to go scroll all the way down to see purple is the next crystal. We haven't actually had a white saber yet tonight. But I'll tell you what we'll do. If the white saber doesn't come up in the randomizer, I'll make the white saber our finale saber. I'll use white for the finale regardless of what crystal it randomizes. So there's the purple switch piece back. Yeah, we can use the back one with the back plate again. There's the switch. I like that switch, so I'm okay using it again, even though we just used it a couple sabers ago. There's the back plate. Grips. We're starting with this one. I really like this grip. It's one of the more unique looking. Second grip. Piece grip. Ah, we haven't seen this one tonight. Interesting. Emitter. Okay, why isn't it staying? Why isn't it getting tight? There we go. Emitter. The top two emitters are both things we've seen before tonight, but this is the one on top. So that's interesting. And pommel. We had something pretty cohesive going, which is kind of broken up by this pommel, but I really like this pommel, and the randomizer never gives me this piece. So I'm okay with it. So this is our saber. I like how it's got a mostly metallic look, but with a little bit of a nature inlay. That kind of suggests that the Jedi who uses this saber is, he's a traditionalist, but he believes in the living force. And then this little bit is, this matches that aggressive. If I had gone with the second place pommel, that emitter would, the second place emitter, that pommel would have matched. And we would have had something kind of cohesive going here, but it's not a bad look. Other than the pommel, I kind of like this mix. It is one of my favorite pommels, but not on this combo. Okay, it's now about a half hour from when that musician announced that he was going to go live, and it's a half hour later, so I'm not even sure if it's happening at this point. I'll go a little bit longer because I'm having a lot of fun, and I've only built one or two tonight so far that I think are particular standouts. So if the randomizer doesn't give me white tonight, then when I decide to end stream, whatever it says for the finale, I'm going to change to white. Because the white one looks cool. And white has my favorite of the, if you've been paying attention, you'll notice that each of the different crystals has a slightly different humming sound, and white is my favorite. So we are going to do at least one white saber tonight, even if the randomizer doesn't get pulled up. We just did purple, so I guess we're doing yellow. Oof. The switch. That'll be this switch. And once I put this switch on, we will have used every switch tonight. Grips. Piece narrow again. Well, it's been a little while since it gave us this one. It gave us this one a lot earlier in the stream, but we can use it again. Defense. Runes. We're going with the runes. Emitter. We're going with this heavy one again, which I'm okay with, because you know what it's given us for the pommel? We're getting the bantha. And the bantha, or the banthba, is one of the heavier pieces in the set. That's an interesting combo. I don't even have any commentary on the Jedi who would have built this saber, because it's just all over the place. The saber is all over the place in terms of design. And there's the bantha with creature pommels. I do want to show you them up. So let's light it up. All right, one last look, because this one's a crazy mess. You know what? Last saber of the evening, when we get to the last saber, there's not going to be a randomizer. I'm going to try to pick something myself for the last saber. I don't normally do that just because there's so many parts and I get overwhelmed. And my finale sabers in the past have been like the randomizer, but with me swapping out parts that it says to make something that looks good, so we have a decent looking finale. But I kind of have an idea what I want to build for the finale. But for now, let's randomize again. Any announcements about stream? No, not yet. So crystal, we just did yellow. So this one, it does want the white crystal, which means if the next saber is not going to be the finale saber, because I already told you we're doing white for the finale saber. But the randomizer is giving us white tonight, at least. Elemental wood for the switch. we want this switch. The switch itself doesn't look like much. It's the back plate that really makes this switch with the swirly patterns and the Brylark wood on it. This is one of the more Baroque looking switches. We just did the runes a couple times, and there's no way I'm putting the wrap on top, but I'll put the wrap on bottom. So what we'll do then is we'll put up this one for this is the third place grip, and we'll put it on top for this build. And it does want the wrap, but it wants the wrap in the top position, and I'm putting it in the bottom. I skipped the first grip, it said, just because we've seen that twice in the last 3 sabers. So the emitter. That doesn't really go with it, but we can do that. We're going with this emitter for a little splash of color. And the pommel is this one. This all black one. Wow. This isn't a true Frankensaber because it only represents 3 of the 4 themes. Well, it's still a true Frankensaber. Look at that. Nothing goes together at all on this saber. Yeah, this one's a crazy mix. I do appreciate, this is my favorite grip to have on the bottom, the wrap grip. You can't even see that band of yellow on camera, but there's like one strip in the blade where the LEDs don't shine at full strength. White is the color it's most obvious on, but it's not visible on camera. The switches always go on the white one a little bit tight. And they're so hard to take off. I've been thinking about replacing the white core. Not the crystal. The crystal's great. And the core works fine. It's just for some reason it's so much tighter to put the switches in. Alright, we've now seen all 6 colors today. I still don't see anyone I want to raid, so we'll keep going a little bit longer. We've definitely hit the record for most sabers in one stream, though. Blue. Okay, we'll do blue again. Switch. There's no switch in the top set. We just did that switch. But you know what? We'll do this switch. And you know the really cool thing about this switch? It's not going to come up on camera, though. The back plate of the switch. See that little red dot? Let me put it on. Yeah. That red dot on the back plate of the switch, and it doesn't look like it's coming up on camera. But this is the only switch that has this, but that little red dot is actually a window to the crystal chamber, and you can see the blue flashing inside. But again, it's not really coming up on camera. Grips. This grip for the top. We haven't seen this one tonight. And this is a pretty cool looking grip. Bottom grip. The gold. We haven't seen this one too much tonight. I think we had it on one saber before so far. Emitter. Ooh. We get the aggressive emitter again. And the big blackness of it matches the top grip. And the pommel is Rancor. So we've actually seen every creature so far tonight. I think. Did we have a Wampa? If we had Wampa, then we've seen every creature tonight. Because this is the Rancor. This is the only one we haven't seen yet tonight. This is interesting. Other than the gold bit, this is kind of an evil, powerful looking saber. Interesting. Nothing goes together except the top kind of goes together. But from the middle down, nothing goes together. This is not a cohesive look at all. Upright animal look for the Rancor. And now let's light it up. And as tough and evil as the saber looks, very classic Jedi color here. What's going on? Alright. Let me check my Twitch. See if there's any announcements. Nothing there. Who's actually on right now? Oof. Nobody I can get away with streaming, at least in terms of music. There's a non-music streamer on who will see my raid. Let's randomize again. Let's hold out hope that he's going to go live. You know what? Where he is, they may not have changed clocks. So yeah, let's see if I can keep this going a little longer. We just did blue, so yeah, we can do purple now. All right, switch. Okay, the one with the groove. Grips. It wants this one for the top. And this one for the bottom. That's interesting. Emitter. Yeah. Is this one. And the pommel is Porg, which, like I said, we can reuse creature pommels as long as they're not consecutive. Alright, so here's this saber. Doesn't really look like much of anything. The middle kind of goes. The middle's all shiny metal and black. And the top and the bottom give it a little splash of color. There's the Porg. Let's light it up. Okay, why is the switch not working? So it recognizes the switch if I do that. So with this particular switch, I guess if the emitter's too tight, it doesn't go. But there we go. That was confusing. I wonder how many sabers we did tonight, because we've been going fast. I bet you we've done at least 15. There's one last look at the Porg saber. Yeah. All right, let's randomize again. Crystal. We just did purple, so we're doing a yellow saber. The switch, we just did that switch. I'm actually vetoing and going all the way down to the third switch. This one again, with the window on the back. I also like the unique shape of this switch. So yeah, I don't know how well that's coming up on camera, but yeah, you can kind of see the light in there. You can kind of see the yellow light through the window. Grips. This one, which we've seen a lot of tonight. Bottom grip is this one with the spiky bits. And then this one with the pointy bits. And what's the pommel? Alright. We had an okay look going with this one until this pommel, which doesn't match anything. Well, the shine on the metal is very similar. It's not like the metal on top. But it's a similar shine to the metal on bottom in terms of metal quality. Alright, there's this saber. Not a bad look. Again, the pommel, I probably would have picked something different. But this is an okay combination. You know what? You haven't seen a lot of yellow tonight. You can have a little more yellow. When I go to do my photo session for the stream, after every saber stream, I do a photo session where I rebuild the sabers because I can't do the photographs during the stream because of the way I have everything set up in front of me. So the area that I do the photographs at is not available during streaming. So after every saber stream, I go back and do a photographic record, and I keep photos of every saber the randomizer gives me. So considering how many I've done tonight, I have a feeling tomorrow's going to be insane in terms of doing the photographic record for the stream. All right. Is he on yet? Still no sign of the streamer that I'm supposed to watch tonight? Okay, then. Tell you what we're going to do. Let's 10 more minutes. It's 1 hour from his announcement, but they may not have switched clocks where he is. So we'll wait 10 to 15. And if he doesn't come on, I'll just pick someone else. So another saber or two. We'll use green for this one. The switch. I'm gonna switch things up from what it says. I'm actually going with this one. We haven't seen this one a lot tonight. All right. For grips, wants this one on top. Bottom grip. All right. This one on bottom. Have we seen all the grips tonight? I think so. No, there's one grip we haven't seen tonight, but it's nearly identical to another grip that we have seen tonight. Emitter. Interesting. And you know what? It's all the same theme except one. I'm making a decision here. We're taking this part off and replacing it with this part, which is nearly identical. But the difference being that this part's from the same theme as every other part that's lining up here. And we actually have defense leaf. Is this one with the spikes? We actually have a theme pure saber here. If I can get this bottom piece to line up correctly, we actually have a theme pure saber. There we go. This whole saber is protection and defense parts. All right, let's light it up. Sometimes the randomizer will line up parts like that and give us a theme pure. It's rare. Didn't technically give us a theme pure, but I want to show you something real quick before we move on to the next one. So as you can see, this is one of the sleeves from Protection and Defense, and this is one of the sleeves from Power and Control. You can see how very similar they look. And the metal is slightly different, and the bands are a different color. The screw bands, and the metal is a slightly different finish. And the ribs are actually a slightly different shape as well. But from a distance, it's not really noticeable, those differences. They're very similar at first glance. Wow. I really am tired, so I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to randomize one more, and then I'll check my Twitch, pick a backup to raid if he doesn't come on, and we will go from there. That says blue, but I'm actually going to go off book here and do a red. We haven't seen a lot of red tonight. And then, like I said, the finale, we're going to do white. The switch is this one with a back plate that I like. Grips. Top grip is Elemental Bone. Bottom grip okay, why isn't it going? There it goes. Bottom grip is the one with the runes. The runes and the bone are almost a balance in color. Emitter, piece pointy. Is there something interesting I can do here? Oh, what's the pommel it wants? I'm going to swap emitter for the other one from that theme. Actually, you know what? I'm going off book for the emitter and the pommel. I want the pommel it wants is, I want to use the aggressive emitter for this one. And you'll see why in a moment. The pommel the randomizer gave me is this one, which we had once tonight, but didn't go with anything. And so I wanted to swap out the emitter so I can match the pommel. And this is kind of a balanced look. You've got the aggressive looking bits at the ends, and in the middle you got the runes going on here, which kind of matches the bone. You've got some interesting things going on in the saber. It's not a perfectly cohesive saber, but it will do. Let's light it up. Alright, let's randomize one more saber and then see where we are in terms of available musicians to raid. And then, once we pick a place to go, I'll build the finale saber. And that one will be without the randomizer. That one will be me picking parts. And that'll be a white one, which means if the randomizer comes up with white this time, we're going to do a different crystal, the second crystal. So let's randomize one more time. Crystal red we just did. Crystal green. Yeah, we can do green. Switch. The switch, which was actually the switch that I chose when I was in the workshop myself. Grips. It wants this one for the top. And this one for the bottom. Yeah, I think we've seen every piece tonight. Let's see, have we? No, we missed that pommel. We got both of those emitters. We haven't seen the Rancor tooth tonight, but we got both emitters from this set. Yeah, this set we've seen everything. We haven't seen that emitter, but yeah, so we haven't quite seen everything tonight, but we've seen most. What's the emitter? Elemental wide. I'm actually going to go with the second emitter listed, which is this one, because we haven't seen this one tonight. Plus this one. This one matches that black stripe we have going around the top pretty nicely. Pommel, Wampa. I can't remember if we've seen Wampa tonight or not. I know we've seen all the other creatures tonight. There's Wampa. And because the Wampa is molded and translucent, it's hard to see the detail of its face. Normally the creatures line up with the switches, but this one's like way off to the side. Interesting. So there's the Wampa. There's the saber. Kind of a mixed up saber, but you kind of got this metallic and black look going. It's not a bad look. Certainly not the worst one we've done tonight. But this is my original switch and my original crystal. Okay, at this point, it's fine. Do I want to go for one more random and give him a few more minutes? I don't want to do the finale saber till I know where we're going, so. But this is really what I would consider a marathon session at this point, just based on the number of sabers we've done tonight. Let me see if there's any announcements. Let me see if he's made any announcements. No. All right, let's pick it back up then and build a final saber. We just raided him last week. I would raid them, but they're foreign. Let's see. Not a lot of choices right now. Let's see. Not a lot. Tell you what we'll do. We'll build the finale saber, and then we'll make this decision. So I'm going to turn off the randomizer list, because this one I'm building myself. I already told you it's going to be white. I think for grips, I want to use that grip and that grip, and I'll show you what I'm doing in a minute. So what goes well with those grips? Okay, use this for the pommel. Emitter. So I just have to figure out what emitter and switch I want. I think this will be a good emitter to go with what I've got going on here, or even that one. Yeah. Yeah, this is how we're going to build this. All right, so I'm going to go with the protection and defense switch. And actually, the whole saber from the switch up is going to be protection and defense. And then for my top grip, I'm going to do the gold. And then my emitter is going to be the gold leaf, also from the theme. And the thing with protection and defense is the pieces don't all line up exactly correctly. But that's okay. For the bottom sleeve, we're going the wrap. And for the pommel, we're going the convoy. Because like I said, I like the way the wings look on the end of a saber. So it's my favorite grip. And the convoy is associated with wisdom. So here we go. This is very much a light side, old Jedi saber. Bit on the fancier end. You got the convoy for wisdom. The grip, nice traditional grip. And then you got all this gold effect up here for the Old Republic, and a white blade. Let's put it in and light it up. Oh, I forgot to show you convoy. Did I mention how much I like the wings sticking off the side of the saber like that? Now let's light it up. Did I mention how much I like the sound effect on the white? Wow, that's bright on camera. I could wave this around all day if I wanted. Let's see. Let's see if I can hold this on camera. Wow. All right. Let's see what I can do here regarding a raid. All right. Nobody else came on, so I guess our raid tonight is going to be Mark Robinson again. He's the only musician here. That's not so big that they won't notice my raid. Alright, Mark Robinson music. That's who we're raiding. Let me set it up. Alright, the raid has been created. Go enjoy the music. Have a good night, and I will see you soon. All right, good night. All right, good.
No. Uncle Evie, thanks for the raid. How's your Monday so far?